Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. You can call me Alan, and it is the D's. D-Day. Okay, not sure how many exactly there are. Maybe you can count for me. Let's crack on, because I don't want this to be too long. Again, it's probably the last one was like an hour. Daddy Day Camp. Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home 2. This is Jonathan Lithgow, isn't it? Mel Gibson. Dad's Army. This is based off a TV show in the UK. I don't know if I wouldn't have thought this would have been a TV show in America, but there you go. Dad's Army. Dallas Buyers Club. Quite a moving story of AIDS and how this guy, played by Matthew McConaughey, is sort of bringing drugs over to help people, and in the time when they didn't have a cure or, you know, like a remedy. The Damned United. This feels really heavy. Oh, it's a two disc and a little book in it. That's The Damned United. That's the guy, Michael Sheen. What's his name? Something Sheen. Michael Sheen, I think it is. Yeah, Michael Sheen. He was. He played Tony Blair in. Is it The Queen? Yeah, The Queen. Amongst other things. The Danish Girl, with Eddie Redmayne in that. Dan in Real Life. Really enjoyed this. Again, it's Steve Carell, and I kind of like his acting. I do like his acting. And it's also got Emily Blunt in there, who is a beautiful woman. Let's just leave it at that. Gotta stay hydrated, people. Okay, Dances with Wolves. I'm surprised there hasn't been, you know, Waterworld was released recently as like a big box set kind of thing. I'm surprised this one hasn't yet. It probably will be. Fantastic story. Fantastic. Don't know if the microphone's picking up. My pug is snoring over there. A Dangerous Method. Keira Knightley. Love Keira Knightley films. Well, Keira Knightley generally. Danny Collins. I bought this in America and I've still not watched it, and that was like a year ago, so I need to get on that. That's Al Pacino, Annette Bening, who was in the latest Captain Marvel film. Oh, she's in a lot. The best thing for me, I think, was American President. She was in that. Jennifer Garner's in this. Christopher Plummer. Dante's Peak. Now, in Hollywood, for some reason, they used to, I don't know if they do it so much anymore, but they release a story like Armageddon, and then they follow it up, another studio, with Deep Impact, which is pretty much a similar sort of story. And they did it with this one, Dante's Peak, and what was the other one? Was it Volcano, with Tommy Lee Jones. But I think this is the better one. This has got Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan. Very good. I really like that film even today. I think the effects are quite good. Daredevil. Not seen this. Daredevil. I want to get on that because someone said that was really good. Darjeeling Limited. Saw this at cinema. Quite a quirky little film. Came with like an extra like short before it as well. And I think it's on here. Yeah, Hotel Chevrolet. Chevrolet with Natalie Portman. Dark City. I recommend this one if you've not seen this. It's quite a dark sci-fi film where, well, I'm not going to give it away, but it's really good. Is it Kiefer Sutherland? Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland's in this. Jennifer Connelly. It's a very good film. Quite dark. Dark City. Dark Crystal. This was a recent release, I think. I don't know if it's a special edition or something. Darkest Hour. This is a good 3D film. I think it only came in 3D. You can't just buy this in 2D, and it's only a one disc, so it's 2D and 3D on the same disc. It's a sci-fi film set in Russia. American actors and actresses, but it's set in Russia, and it's really good. Really good. Alien invasion. Darkest Hour. Not The Darkest Hour, just Darkest Hour. It's a story of Churchill sort of bringing us back from the brink of collapse, and it's a brilliant film, absolutely brilliant. It's a must watch. This should be sort of required watching in schools. The Darkness. I think this was an American import. Yes, it was American import. The Dark Knight Trilogy. I don't know if the glare, 'cause it's quite sunny today. And I've put them all in there. Is that it? No, there's another one. It's the Dark Knight Trilogy. I did contemplate putting them over in the Batman section, but no, it's Dark Knight Trilogy. Darkman Trilogy. I only wanted the first one, but the first one's only available in the US as like a single release, and it's region locked, so I had to get the trilogy from the UK. And this was going for quite a lot of money, and I'm not sure, it's probably quite cheap now, but Liam Neeson is Darkman, I believe. Yes, pretty sure he is. Dark Passage. This is again a HMV premium collection. I've got the slipcover somewhere. And another Bogart and Bacall, number 61 from 1947. Really glad they're starting to pump out those premium collection films again. More titles. Dark Places. I say Dark Place, but it's Dark Places. Chloe Grace Moretz. I can never get Moretz. I say yeah. Charlize Theron, Nicholas Hoult. Dark Shadows. The soundtrack in this film is brilliant. Well, I guess biased. I grew up during the 70s, and it's a really good film. Is it a Tim Burton film? Yes, it is. That's because you've got Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter in this. Dark Tide. This is Halle Berry. Dark Tower. This got really bad reviews, I think. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, and apparently it's part of like a series, and I'd really like them to make more, but they're probably not going to, because I don't think it did very well, and it's 2 years old now, so probably won't. That's got Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey in that. Das Boot. Now this should be under just B for is the boat, but I don't know, I put it in Das Boot. I put it in the D's. Wolfgang Peterson. War film set on a U-boat. Date Night, again Steve Carell. Very good comedy. What can I say? It's fun. It's a fun film, and it's got the guy. Is this the guy that's in? He's the baddie in this. He's in Westworld. The baddie. Dave. I like American politics, and this is it's a story of the president, and does he have a stroke or a heart attack, or I think it's a stroke, and so they find his double just to replace him for a short while, and he becomes really good as the president, so he decides he's going to stay and fix a few things, and very good comedy. It's like a rom-com. David Brent, Life on the Road. Ricky Gervais is one of those people you love or hate. Let's get my cup. It's only water, but I'm thirsty. Okay, move along. Steve, Casual One, You the Man. Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. King of the Wild Frontiers, the first one. The River Pirates is the second one. Love these old Disney films. I could watch them all day long. Great films. Dawn of the Undead. This has an alternate title. It came out on DVD, and I think it was called Burrowers, something like that. And Mary Gifford, you'd like that. It's a skull. You're into skulls, aren't you? There you go. There you go. That's that. Dawn of the Undead, or Burrowers. The Da Vinci Code. I should put the Da Vinci Code trilogy all together. For some reason I've got them separated. I need to sort that out, but I'm lazy. Da Vinci Code. I love these films. I kind of like treasure hunting films and mystery films, and this ticks all the boxes for me. Ian McKellen. What's he play? Tivier or something like that in this. Great character. Great story. Quite a long film as well. It's like 2+ hours. which is not a lot of time. You like, no, almost just shy of 3 hours, 174 minutes, and it's engaging. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now this is another trilogy I should put together, but they're all scattered, so I'm gonna have to rein in the other two. But this is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Is this the first one? No, this is the middle one. Yeah, the middle one with, who's that guy? Jason Clarke. I love this trilogy. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. I like all the Planet of the Apes films. Daylight. Stallone film. Quite a decent Stallone film. Not too bad. Stuck in a tunnel. The tunnel collapses because there's a crash. Big explosion. He has to go into the tunnel. He's not in there already when it happens, but he's got to go in there to sort it out and be Sylvester Stallone. Good. Very good. Good sound on that. Day the Earth Stood Still. This is the original, and some people think it's the best. I don't. I prefer the remake personally. I don't know. I just do. But this is not to say this is a bad film. This is a good film too. Day the Earth Stood Still, and right behind it is the Keanu Reeves one. This has got a really. The only thing that annoyed me about this was John Cleese as like a genius. I just could. It's like Kevin James as the president. He just didn't sit well. I mean, he might be clever. I don't know. The Day After Tomorrow. I do like a disaster movie, and this is one of the better ones. Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid. Now the story is Jake Gyllenhaal is quite a boy genius. He goes to New York because he's in love with someone at his university or whatever he's in, and while he's in New York, climate change happens, but on a really drastic and quick scale, and so he's stuck in New York while it's freezing over. You can see what it's like. It's like the Antarctic. And his dad, Dennis Quaid, has to come rescue him. He's like well, he's like an all-round tough guy, so in regard as like a adrenaline junkie sort of thing. What is this? Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise. Somebody actually calls him Tom in this, but they kept it in. His name's Cole Trickle, I think. Yeah, Cole Trickle. But somebody comes up and says, "Hi, Tom," and he shakes his hand. All right. So, but they kept the blooper in. This is the film where he met Nicole Kidman. Daybreakers. This is a really good twist on vampire films. Ethan Hawke, who I'm not a big fan of. William Dafoe, who I'm not a big fan of. But I like him in this. Sam Neill is in this, and a bunch of vampires are like using humans as cattle so they can just sort of milk them for blood, if you like. Day of the Dead. Tried to get Dawn of the Dead, but apparently it's like £50 used in CEX, and it's probably going for more than that online. What's this? Day of the Jackal. Yeah, this is a good movie too. This is what's his name? Edward Fox. That's it, Edward Fox, and he is an assassin. And they remade this with Bruce Willis, but that's the original. It's a good one. That's an Arrow release. Dazed and Confused. I think that was an import from America. Yes, it was. Deadpool, Olivia Wilde and Eric Bana. Dead Man Walking. This is a cool film as well. Susan Sarandon, Sean Penn. Sean Penn is on death row, and she comes in and interviews him, and just sort of the relationship. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Steve Martin. It's quite an early Steve Martin, I think. 1982. What's happened to Steve Martin? He don't make films anymore, does he? Dead Poets Society. I had to import this because it wasn't available for the longest time in the UK, and I imported this like a month before Robin Williams died, and this is a great film. One of his, there's elements of comedy in it, but it's serious. It's a serious film. Clint Eastwood's The Deadpool. Part of the Dirty Harry set. Well, Harry Callahan. Yeah, it is part of Harry Callahan's thing. Deadpool. Yeah. Some people think this is the weakest of the bunch, but I would say Magnum Forces for me, and I'll put this up a little bit higher than that. Liam Neeson is in this, by the way. Anyway, let's pause it there and get the next pile down. Okay, carrying on. In case you're wondering why I got this on, I'm in a bit of a hurry. I've got to do this quick and go somewhere, so I'll chuck that in, explain what I'm doing. Deadpool. This is one of those films, I don't know, I did like when I watch it, and I've watched them both at the cinema, but I'm getting a little bit fed up with Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. Hope he doesn't do too many more. Because this is all I can see him as now. He does adverts on the TV, he's done other films, and all I can see him as is Deadpool. So I don't want to be typecast him. This was a good film. I enjoyed this film, and what's his name? Thanos. Josh Brolin did a good job in that. Oh, and I loved this girl. I thought she was excellent. Just lucky. That's her gift. Lucky. Oh my gosh, she was. Death Proof. I saw this at the cinema. I thought this was. Let me just move you a little bit closer. Yeah, I saw this at the cinema. I thought this was a really cool film. Sort of hark back to the old sort of 70s films, and the stunts were all done by a stunt woman. Well, the actress is a stunt woman. Very, very good. It's the 5th film by Quentin Tarantino. Good movie. Dead Snow. Zombie Nazis in the snow. Very Christmassy. Death at a Funeral. This is a UK version. This is well, this is a German import, but it's the UK version. There was 2 films. There's the American version and there's the UK version. The UK version came out, and then about, I don't know, maybe a year later, the American one came out, and it's like scene for scene, almost word for word, and even it has Peter Dinklage in both versions, but the rest is on this is a UK cast. Funny, very funny film, and this doesn't say if it's region locked. Yeah, no, it's region free. It says region free on there, so you get the opportunity to watch the English version as well, because it's good. And then you've got the American one, and I couldn't believe I went and saw this at the cinema, and it was like watching the same film with just American actors. But you've got more of a known cast in this one. You've got Zoe Saldana, you've got Luke Wilson, Tracy Morgan, James Marsden, Martin Lawrence, Regina Hall, Danny Glover, again Peter Dinklage from both. Good film, very, very funny. Death at a Funeral. Death Becomes Her. Not even opened this yet. It took ages for this to come out in the UK, and there it is. Death on the Nile. This Agatha Christie. This is part of a set. There's 4. There's Evil Under the Sun, Murder on the Orient Express, and for the life of me I can't think what the other one is. Death on the Nile, Murder on the Orient Express, Evil Under the Sun, and there's another one as well, but we'll get to it eventually. This one has Peter Ustinov in it. The Death of Stalin. Death Race. I thought this was a very good film. Jason Statham. I like this film. This is one of his better ones. Set in a futuristic environment where he's framed, has to go to prison. He's framed for murdering his wife. Did they murder his wife? I think they murdered his wife. He's sent to prison because he's like a mechanic racer. And the big thing in prisons is entertainment for the nation. It's like a reality show, but it's like a death race, and it's all set in the prison. So they frame him so they can get him in prison, so he can race for the prison. Death Watch. I've not seen this yet. This was from my local shop up the road. I thought it was from CEX, but it wasn't. Death Wish, and I've seen this one. I've seen this plenty of times. This is relatively new release. What's his name? Charles Bronson. Of course, it is Charles Bronson. His wife and his daughter are like gang raped, I think in front of him as well, if I recall. And I don't know if they kill his wife. And he's a vigilante. So he goes, hey Marley, my dog's down there sniffing around. Yeah, so he goes on a revenge thing and hunts them down one by one. And there is a little known fact that Jeff Goldblum is one of the rapists in this. He's one of his first roles. He plays one of the gang that break into Charles Bronson's flat and destroys his life, basically. And then you have the remake. Don't remake in a roundabout way, yeah. You've got Bruce Willis in this one, and yeah, it's a similar sort of thing. His wife Elizabeth Shue. I can't remember. I saw it recently. Yeah, his wife and daughter viciously attacked, and he's a doctor in this. So there's a bit of a twist because I think he was an architect or something like that. I think he was an architect in the first one, something like that. But he's a doctor in this one, so it's a good film. It's a good film. Give it a go. The Debt. Got to power through these. I'm yabbering on. Debug. Deception. I haven't seen this for a while. I haven't seen this since I had it on DVD. You go and lay down, boy. Go on, off you go. Go and lay down. Deck the Halls. Danny DeVito. A lot of people hate on this film, but I think this is really Christmassy. You've got the great scene when he's going, "Who's your daddy?" to his there's three girls up there. Him and Danny DeVito are having they're like always bickering at each other because Danny DeVito's trying to put these lights and it's annoying his neighbour Matthew Broderick. Anyway, that is fair, and they're going, "Who's your daddy?" to these three girls, and they turn around the girls because they're dressed as like Santa's little helpers in stockings and whatnot. It turns out it's their daughters, so it's like they're like horrified, but it's a good film. Good film. There's a little bit of comedy in there. The Deep. Deep Blue Sea with a surprising death. It probably won't be now, but at the time it was quite a surprising death scene in that with like a character, one of the actors. I'm not going to give it away in case you haven't seen it. Well, if you haven't seen it, bloody hell, how old is this film? 1999. Get and see it. It's like near on 20 years old. Deep Impact. See, this is the one I was saying, Armageddon. That came out, then this came out, like mirrored it. And for me, this is the better version. That's quite controversial. I do like Armageddon, don't get me wrong. When I say things are better than the other one, I probably like the other one too, else I wouldn't have bought it. But this, for me, just takes the edge. Just better story, better characters. Elijah Wood's in this. You've also got what's her name? See, names are escaping me. Tia Leone, the one who's married to David Duchovny. She plays like you ain't gonna see that, but she plays a reporter. Stumbles across the breaking news that there's gonna be an impact from a big rock, just say hurtling through space, and everybody's gonna die basically. But Robert Duvall goes up in with his crew to blow it up, and good film. Good film. Big tsunami. Lots of disaster. Deep Water Horizon. Peter Berg directed this. Mark Wahlberg. Love this film. This is really good. I've seen this a few times now. Disaster, and it's a true story of the disaster on Deep Water Horizon, which is an oil rig. Didn't quite follow protocol, and disaster ensued. Very, very good film. Deja Vu. I went and saw this at the cinema, and somebody was having oral sex about 2 rows in front of me. Very off-putting when you're trying to watch a film. Very off-putting. And every time I watch this film now, I'm just reminded. Oh no. Deja Vu. Sorry, you had to hear that. Delivery Man. I saw this at the cinema as well, and this is. I think this was going to originally be called Starbucks or Starbucking, something like that. There's a guy that finds out is this the one where he donates sperm, and he finds out he's got 533 children through his donations, and either he wants to get to know them or the information's leaked. I think it was based on a true, roughly based on a true story. I'm pretty sure it is. Deliverance. Ooh, when you hear those banjos playing, your butt cheeks will clench when you hear them after seeing this. John Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty. There's a rape scene in this with Ned Beatty, and he's not the one raping someone. Just leave it at that. Great film. Burt Reynolds at his best. Ding 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 ding. Demolition Man. Yeah, what do those 3 shells do? That's what I want to know. This is a very early film for Sandra Bullock as well. Yeah, you got Wesley Snipes in this. You've got obviously Stallone. Set in the future. The only restaurant is Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I saw this on the cinema the other day. Oh, the cinema on the TV. And the Taco Bell had been replaced with Pizza Hut. They were like, "Oh, you're going to go to Pizza Hut," and it was out of sync with their lips. So I don't know if they lost the rights to say Taco Bell. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but they replaced it. So I had to get this out again and rewatch it on Blu-ray, and it says Taco Bell on the Blu-ray. Very peculiar. Whew. Denial. That's what this is called. It says Velung. Watch out, Marty. You just stood on my foot. Rachel Weisz, Tom Wilkinson, Timothy. Oh, now I've kicked the table. Timothy Spall. It's about a guy who denies the Holocaust ever happened, and it actually went to court. This is a true story. And if he'd have won the court case, they'd have had to change the history books to say that it didn't happen. Bizarre. Timothy Spall. Watch anything with Timothy Spall. Den of Thieves. This is a good action film. Yeah, it's you got 50 Cent, Gerard Butler in this, and Gerard Butler runs like a task force in the States that sort of take on like higher more dangerous gangs, and they're as corrupt as the people they're pursuing, basically. Departed. Got to get through this. Derail. Oh, this is such a good film. Such a good film. Plot twist. It's about. This is an American import, by the way. Deception. It's about deception. People are not who they say they are. Descendants. Very good Clooney film. About divorce and just sort of family issues. Beautiful scenery in that. The Descent. I think I saw this at the cinema too. Deserto. I don't know. I can't remember what the original title for that one was. This is Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but it wasn't available in the UK, so I had to import it from Germany. Desperado or something like that. I can't remember. Desperately Seeking Susan. Now this is a blast from the past. I haven't seen this one for years. I haven't seen it since I had it on DVD, and I saw it for sale and picked it up on Blu-ray. It's an import. I say I saw it for sale. I saw it for sale on eBay. I think it's an Italian import. So if you want that, it's region free. Well, not if you want it. I'm not giving it to you. You go and buy it yourself. Despicable Me. This is the only one I've got of this sort of universe, if you like. I don't have any in the Minion. I don't think I've got any in the Minion films, but that's quite a good one. Ooh, Detachment. This has got Adrian Brody and Sammy Gale. Now, Sammy Gale, not the drink Sammy Gale, but Sammy Gale. She was in Blue Bloods. She plays there she is. There, she plays a prostitute in this. Detroit. I've not seen that one, don't think. No, I've not seen that one. Devil's Advocate. I love this film. This is sealed. I need to watch this again. Yeah, I'm gonna say, cause how old is this film? This has got to be now on 20 years, if it's a day. Close, 2012. So no, it can't be 2012. Surely to God. Anyway, I'm going to say Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino. Keanu Reeves plays a sort of young upcoming lawyer, and he gets sort of headhunted by Al Pacino, who is the devil. Great, he's given all the perks and then he's in too deep. I think Charlize Theron plays his wife. Yeah, she does. Devil's Backbone. I've yet to check this one out. I watched Pan's Labyrinth and then someone says, oh, check out Devil's Backbone, so I picked it up. Devil's Double. That is a, I don't know if it pick it up here, but from behind it's really, it's like almost like see-through that black case. Dominic Cooper, I believe that is. Yeah, he's from Mamma Mia. Devil's Knot. Devil's Zone. Story of I think is he in New York or Boston cop? Harrison Ford. New York cop, and Brad Pitt comes to stay with him, but he's a pretty sure he's IRA terrorist. He's a terrorist, and he comes and stays with I think his uncle. I can't remember who he is now. He's a family member. Devil Wears Prada. Surprisingly good film, just because people say it's a chick flick, but it's a good film. It's got Stanley. I'm going to call him Tucci. Stanley Tucci. It's got him in it, and he's really good. Oh, Meryl Streep's good too. Well, they're all good in that. Diana. This was controversial. This was like unilaterally hated in the UK. I don't know if it does abroad, but it's the story of Princess Diana, played by Naomi Watts. I think she looks pretty good. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I love these films, I really do. And his brother looks like his brother. There's a picture in the next one. He looks like the bloke my daughter's dating. Him. Yeah, it's like a younger. He's like a younger version of my daughter's boyfriend. Not that you need to know that. Diary of the Wimpy Kid 2. Really funny. But saying that, I've not seen the third one yet. I need to see the third one and the fourth one. But I saw a bit of the fourth one last night, funny enough. So that's the third one. That's the fourth one. Different kid, different family, I believe. I was watching it. I was asking my daughter, I said, "Who's this?" And she said, "I was Diary of the Wimpy Kid, the new one." Recognise nobody in it. Dictator, a rental copy. Where the hell did I get that from? Extended cut. Ooh, that's a ugly looking disc. I might have to replace that. Very funny film. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy this, but it was hilarious. Anna Faris. I love Anna Faris. Dick Tracy. Had to get this. Okay, let's carry on. Did you hear about the Morgans? Love this film. And Sarah Jessica Parker in this, she doesn't have that mole on her face. Did she have it removed? Well, she must have had it removed. It wasn't on her face, unless it just dropped off. Love that film though. Die Hard 1. 2. With a Vengeance. This is my favourite. I don't know what fuss is about. I like this film too. But 4.0. And A Good Day to Die Hard. The weakest of the bunch, as you all know. A dilemma. There's no dilemma. You just tell your girlfriend, I tell your best friend that your girlfriend's cheating on him. That's the end of the dilemma. That was marketed as a comedy in the UK, but it wasn't. Dinah is premium edition number 8 from 1982. I'm hurrying through because I haven't got a lot of time left. Dinner for Schmucks. Hilarious film. Politically incorrect. Don't know how they got away with that. Dinosaur. No, it's not a classic. That's Dinosaur. Disney film. Is it a Disney film? Yes, it is. Dinosaur Project. Dirty Dancing. I only recently saw that, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago for the first time. All the way through. I've seen little bits, but then watched it fully about 5 or 6 years ago. Dirty Dozen, great cast. Number 25 of the premium collection from 1967. Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, Charles Bronson, Clint Walker, Robert Webb, Telly Savalas. Oh, good film. Very, very good film. Dirty Harry, the first one, the best one. And the Psycho in this. Always played the Psycho, didn't he? love it. The music in that as well, when he's you know, when he's taking that shot at the start. I haven't seen this one. Dirty Grandpa, Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. When he's whipping his legs, oh, he's in the wheelchair whipping his legs because he's making out you can't walk, got no feeling. Great film. Disappearance of Alice Creed. The Disaster Artist. I'm not watching this yet until I picked up The Room, because I want to watch The Room. I've seen bits and bobs of it, and I just want to watch that before I watch this. Desperately want to watch it, so I need to pick that up. Disclosure. This is a film that's not really held up as so much as the effects. If you see it, the effects they're put on virtual reality is a bit ropey, but the story is brilliant. Sexual harassment, but with a twist. The Dish. This is a great film. I did have this was released, and then they recalled them because it was like they took the transfer from a DVD, so then they quickly popped out another. This is Australian import. They popped out another release of this from like a 4K scan or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It might not be a 4K scan, but the picture quality is supposed to be top notch on that one. But I've not watched it yet. Disorganized Crime. This was sent to me by Mike, Movie Edge. Cheers, matey. We do a trade thing, and he sent me this one, which I asked for. District 9. Oh, this is a great sci-fi film. And the effects hold up. The prawns in that. Yeah, don't eat prawn salad when you're watching that. Disturbia. This is a good film. This is Shia LaBeouf at his best. Yeah, he's got like an ankle bracelet because he's not allowed out. He's got like a zone he's got to stay within, and then his neighbour who he's watching. A bit like Rear Window kind of thing. He's watching and he's convinced his neighbour is the serial killer. Divergent. I see I put these together. Insurgent Part 2 in 3D. I like the first two, but I've yet to watch the third one. Because I left it too long. I need to watch them all again. But apparently the fourth one didn't get made. They were going to put it as a TV show or something. Django Unchained. This is a great movie. Samuel Jackson in this. Very, very good. Everybody goes on about Leonardo DiCaprio, and in all fairness, he does a good job in this. But Samuel Jackson and Christopher Waltz. Great film. Dr. Dolittle. This is amazing. If you like musicals, I love musicals. This is great. Rex Harrison as Dr. Dolittle. Don't forget Eddie Murphy. I mean, I've got Eddie Murphy's thing. That's the best one. The Rex Harrison one. Doctor Strange in 3D. The 3D in this is breathtaking. I love the story as well. Dr. Stephen Strange. Stephen Strange, wasn't he a singer as well? Doc Hollywood. Haven't seen this since it was on Days of DVDs. Recently got a release in the States. This is region 3. A great Michael J. Fox film. He crashes in a little town in America, and as penance or community service, he has to serve as a doctor there. He's on his way to, like, I don't know, say New York or LA, because he's a plastic surgeon or top doctor. He falls in love with the village that he stays in, little town. Dr. Zhivago. Dodgeball. Dodgeball's a good film. Very good film. Dog Eat Dog. I've not seen this one. This is Nicolas Cage, William Dafoe. You need to see that. Dog's Purpose. A lot of controversy around this, that the dog was ill-treated. As it turned out, you've only shown clips of stuff online, and it wasn't the full story. This is a good film. Give it a go. It's the story of this dog. I'm pretty sure he's like reincarnated into other dogs, if I remember. And yeah, he comes back to Dennis Quaid, who was like his original owner. Comes like full circle. Doll Man. 13 Inches with an Attitude. Dolphin Tale. Excellent film. Morgan Freeman and it's based on a true story as well. A dolphin that loses its tail, and Morgan Freeman's like a plastic surgeon or something, comes up with a device to put on the tail, which is rejected at first, but then he keeps going out. It's got Ashley Judd in this as well. It's a beautiful story. And that's in 3D as well. And then you have the sequel. But for the life of me, I can't remember a thing about it. I have seen it, but I can't remember anything about it. So it couldn't have been that memorable, the sequel. Domino, Keira Knightley, short hair, all day long. Don John, Donnie Darko. I'll whip through the ones that you probably don't breathe. You all know. Don't breathe. Don't say a word. Great Michael Douglas film. It's a little bit formulaic at the end. It's got Sean Bean in this, and Famke Janssen, I think that's her name. She's got broken legs. She's in bed. People break in, take the daughter, and because they want Michael Douglas, who's a psychiatrist, to get this code out of one of his mentally ill patients, and she has information that these kidnappers need. So Michael Douglas has to play along to save his daughter. Doom, but it's a good film, just a little bit formulaic at the end. Doomsday, Dorian Gray. Love this film. However, everybody wanted to see the special effect. I don't know if you know if the story of Dorian Gray is a guy sort of his soul. He transfers his soul into a painting, so his painting ages while he stays young, and this goes on for like decades and decades, even like well over 100 years. So his painting is like a rotten old corpsey type person when he stays young. As long as you don't look at the painting, it'll stay like in that sort of relationship. So when you actually get to see the painting as this old corpse that everybody was waiting for, it's only like 80, I think it was like 85 seconds, the special effect. So it's a bit of a disappointment, but the story is good. Wow. The Double. I waffled on about that too long. Doubt. Downfall. This is a great foretelling, a story of Hitler's final days, and it's Bruno Gans. Yeah, Bruno Gans. Probably the best telling of Hitler in a film. Downing Street Siege. He Who Dares. Downing Street Siege. Let's pause that and get the next pile. Okay, wait, here we go. I think I just count. I'm pretty sure it was about 183, something like that. So there we go, 183 Ds. Downsizing. I was really surprised at the direction this film took. I like the film. Christopher Waltz is in it, Matt Damon, Kristen Wiig. Yeah, it just took a really odd turn. Yeah, I didn't expect it to go in the direction it went in. Dracula, or it could be under B for Bram Stoker's Dracula, but I've just put under Dracula for D for Dracula. Yeah, I like this one. Keanu Reeves, early acting role. Gary Oldman as Dracula. Good film. Dracula Untold. Draft Day. Now I really like sports films. I'm not a big sports fan, oddly enough. I don't watch sports on TV. German release. This is region locked in the States, I believe. Kevin Costner. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, big sports fan, and fortunate for me, he does do a lot of sports films. Dragonheart. This is the one with Sean Connery as the voice of Draco. Good film. Dennis Quaid's in this one. Dragnet. I actually imported this from Italy. I believe this is Italy, but it's available in the UK now. I think I sent a copy. Who did I send a copy to? Was it Steve or Mike? I don't recall. See, Dr. Dolittle. I do have it. This is a good film. Michael Douglas. What am I talking about? Michael Douglas. Eddie Murphy. Michael Douglas. He would be an odd choice. Oliver Platt. Ozzie Davis is in this. So it's a good cast, but not as good as the original with Rex Harrison. Dr. Jekyll and Miss Osborne. This is an Arrow release. Heavy as well, so it's probably got the book in it. Yes, it has a book in it. Ow. Okay. Dr. Strangelove and How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Slim Pickens riding that bomb. Classic scene. So many quotes in this. You can't fight in here. It's the war room. It's, yeah, it's just so... It's classic. Dreamhouse. Rachel Weisz and Daniel Craig. They're married now, aren't they? So maybe they met on this. Dream Team. This is a good film. Haven't seen this since... when did it come out? It must have been the 80s. It must have been the late 80s, surely. 1989. This is a great Michael Keaton film. You've got young Christopher Lloyd there. Peter Boyle, who's now passed away, unfortunately. You might remember him from Everybody Loves Raymond or Young Frankenstein. Great. It's about a bit politically incorrect now. It's about people from mental health or asylum, as I think is referred to in here, and they go on a trip and sort of go off on their own. And Michael Keaton is sort of in charge of the troop. Dread 3D. It's a must watch, and the 3D really does add to this film. And that's the way society's going. Peach trees, for sure. Dressmaker. This is Kate Winslet, Hugo Weaving. Drillbit Taylor. Very funny. I like Owen Wilson. He doesn't do a great deal even now, does he? Yeah, he plays a hobo hired by a couple of kids that are being picked on at school. And they hire him to be their bodyguard, basically, and he gets in over his head. The only downside of this is I think Danny McBride's in this. Yeah, he is. Danny McBride. Drive. I saw this one about 2 or 3 months ago. That's it. Yeah, he's the guy who's a stunt driver, isn't it? And he falls in with he falls in love with the neighbour. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's quite a good film. Not bad. It's a film like this. It gets a lot of hype, so I tend to sort of stay away from them for a while. Let the hype die down a bit. Drive Angry. I don't think this has ever received any hype. Nicolas Cage and is it Amber Heard's in this as well? Amber Heard. Drive Hard. John Cusack and Thomas Jane. I like Thomas Jane's work now. He's really grown on me as an actor. Driving Miss Daisy. This is another film that it's a classic. It is a classic. Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy, and Dan Aykroyd as well in that. Very good. The Drop. Tom Hardy. Now I watched Upgrade the other day, and doesn't he look like the guy in Upgrade? The guy who was upgraded. But they're not related. They're not related. There is a guy in there called something Hardy, and I thought, oh, it's got to be his brother, but it wasn't. It was the guy Hardy who was in Upgrade was the scientist. Detox, not a bad film, Stallone film, sort of serial killer on the loose. The Duchess, this is again Keira Knightley. I will buy anything with Keira Knightley because that's my future wife. Due Date. I didn't think this was that great a film. Zach Galifianakis, is that? Yeah, Zach Galifianakis. I don't really find his humour that. That's probably why he's not in a lot. He's probably yeah, he's probably just people don't like him anymore. Duel. This is Steven Spielberg. Good Blu-ray. Well, good film, not just a good Blu-ray. It's a good film. I think that was Spielberg's first film. A guy being pursued by a truck. Duel. This didn't come out. I think this is out now in the UK, but I think you can probably buy this in the Poundland now. Duel. Woody Harrelson, Liam Hemsworth, And didn't he marry Miley Cyrus? I was told, Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, German import, and you can now buy this in the UK. The Duff, designated ugly fat friend. That's what that stands for. And that is supposedly the Duff, the designated ugly fat friend. She is neither ugly or fat, so what's the problem? But kids today can be cruel. Dumb and Dumber. Great film. But I've not seen the sequel because I've heard nothing but bad things. And Big Paulie, you were right. I think it used to be called Dumb and Dumberer. But now it's Dumb and Dumber 2. I'm pretty sure it was Dumb and Dumberer. I don't know. But they got at least they went to the trouble of getting Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey back in the same area. Dumbo, now being made as a live action thing. This is number 4 of the classics. Dune. Patrick Stewart. I think this is a 3D version, but I'm pretty sure this is 3D. I think another different film. Yeah, 3D cut. Version 2 is 3D. Dunkirk. Another film that's slightly overhyped. It was good. It's got Styles, Harry Styles from One Direction. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. It was good. My wife hated it. She thought it was boring because it's the same sort of story but told from different perspectives. Best thing in this was Tom Hardy as the Spitfire pilot. Dying of Delight. Is this the one? That's not the one I'm thinking of. Dying of Delight. 2 more. Duplicity. And for the life of me, I can't think what this is about. I have seen this one, Julia Roberts, Clive Owen, but it's been a while. It's been a while since Clive Owen's been in anything. And the last but not least is Dyatlov Pass Incident. Pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it. That. Yeah, this is the isn't this the cannibalistic? I'm pretty sure this is the cannibalistic thing. Dyatlov. I'm pretty sure that's a cannibalistic film, as I've just said 3 times. Okay, that is it. That was the D's, 180 something of them. Stay tuned for the E's. I'm not sure how many there are. There's a pile over there. There's a pile. There's a line of them here. And there's probably a few over there as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching and sticking with this long video. I really appreciate it. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.